Hello and welcome again. This is Fortified City TV Roundtable discussion, and we are here again with another edition of the Constitution discussion. So, if you are just joining us, it's good to have you, and share the broadcast and prepare to make your comments as we go along. We are also expecting our panel guests, so stay tuned and as we bring you another interesting and mind-blowing discussion on this platform. I welcome you. I welcome. Today we will be discussing the article that we started last Tuesday, which is Article 18 of the Liberian Constitution, and we will continue that discussion. So I want to say welcome to my co-host Kwame as we await the rest of the group, the team. Kwame, you are welcome, and just want to give an opening comment as we proceed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Patience. Thank you again, once again. I'm happy to be here today. Another edition of the roundtable. Look forward for a fascinating conversation. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too. This program is all about education and information. We want to ensure that citizens of Liberia know what is in the Constitution. And we also want to uh, highlight provisions or articles in the Constitution that we believe needs reform. We have to be in line with the time that we are in. And so we are looking at Article 18 of the Liberian Constitution today. And before we go into that, let me just read the Constitution, because I know you might be asking, what is the Constitution today? What is Article 18? So Article 18 reads, all Liberian citizens shall have equal opportunity for work and employment, regardless of sex. Sorry about that. Regardless of sex, creed, religion, ethnic background, place of origin, or political affiliation, and all shall be entitled to equal pay for equal work. This is what the Constitution says. So you are in Liberia, or maybe you are outside Liberia. Is this provision working? Is it actively working in Liberia? Because what it means, let me give you my meaning of what this article is saying. That's why hopefully we can have our legal mindset later on. Equal opportunity for work and employment, regardless of sex. I mean, your gender, creed, your belief, what you believe. Whether you are Christian, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Buddhist, whatever the case may be, you should not be discriminated against. Your religion, you should not be discriminated against. Your ethnic background, whether you are from Lofa, or you are from or Grand Bassa, or Nimba, or Crane Crew, whatever the case, you should have that opportunity, that equal opportunity for employment, and at the same time for your compensation. Place of origin, where you came from. Political affiliation. Now, this is one of very, very touching area. You should not be discriminated against because of political affiliation. But this is something that we have seen over and over in our nation history. As you see regime change, it comes with some discrimination when it comes to jobs and all that. And the Constitution is addressing this issue, that no one should be discriminated against because of political affiliation. That's Article 18 of the Liberian Constitution. So whether you are from Unity Party, or you are from CDC, or you are from what's the other party, LP, and all the different parties, wherever.
ANC.
you know, if one party takes over, you should not be discriminated against. If you have a job, or if you are applying for a job, no one should say, because even though you are qualified, no one should say, you cannot have that job because of your political affiliation. That is contrary to this organic law that is written in the Constitution. The Liberian Constitution should be a guide for our leaders. Everything they do, the Constitution should be there to direct them, so they will not go the wrong way. And this article also it says that equal pay for equal work, meaning that individuals performing the same or similar work should receive the same compensation, benefits, opportunities, regardless of their background or characteristics. So if you are a driver in company B, or if you are a driver in water and sewer, making so and so amount, making $200 at water and sewer, it means that the same driver at LPRC, at Social Security, at Budget Bureau, whatever the name is, you should have the same amount, so that this is not discriminated against. No one is discriminated against. So this is what we are discussing today. We are all equal in the sight of the law. We are equal. So if we are equal, and you have the same qualification, and you have the same position, then of course you should receive the same compensation. This is where we find ourselves. This is what the Constitution demands. And this is why we are discussing, because we want people to know the power they have. We want people to know the rights as citizens of the Republic of Liberia. So I'm going to ask my co-host his view on this article, and to throw a little bit more light on some comparison with current situation or prevailing situation. Is this article working in the workforce? Is it working? Is it in line, or it's civil servant, right? How they call the department, the autonomous agency,
Civil service agency.
civil servant agency.
Right.
Now, are they adhering to this part of the Constitution? What do you think is happening in the workforce in Liberia? And what's your opinion on what is happening? We want to say welcome to Mr. Toe Griffiths. It's good to have you here. And we will be right back, so you can give your opening comments. But for now, let's go to Kwame.
Again,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. Again, I don't think so. I don't think so that Article 18 is being reflected in the workspace in Liberia. Since that I know 2005 till now, there are a lot of these disparities when it comes to salaries. As it unfolds now in Liberia, pertaining the latest revelation from LTA. Drivers at LTA, they are making $750 United States dollars. So, driver at Ministry of Agriculture, they are making less than $200. Same other line ministry and agency. So this Article 18 thing, it has not been working from time immemorial. Even during the Manaseri regime, we saw ministers were making set amount of money while other ministers were making different. This is not good. The abuse of the Constitution It is not healthy for the growth and development of our country. It is not good for our democracy. The constitution of any country is that fundamental principle of good governance. If you begin to ignore your laws, we are going nowhere. One of the issues is that I think is because of people have been uh, discriminated based on proximity, right? I mean, there are people who are friendly with authorities. You see them receiving certain amount of money, or because of political affiliation, or because of ethnic background. We have we have witnessed over the years that you see a director or a minister bringing in his family members, bringing in his kinsmen to occupy positions, right, and pay them above what the other person is receiving. So a clerk at a land ministry and a clerk to another, they're not making the same money. It is not workable. So I don't think so. Article 18 is not working within the workspace of our country.
Well, that is so sad. If that is the case, that is so sad, and I believe this need to be looked at, because these are some of the things that breed, animosity and chaos and all the kind of stuff. I want to say welcome, Mr. Griffiths.
Thank you.
It's good to have you again. So you just came in the middle of a question. So let me throw this to you. What measures can be taken to address discrimination in the workplace and ensure equal pay for equal work? What measures can be taken?
Thank you very much. I always like to give a historical point of view for us to be able to understand the current reality. The first national election that was here in Liberia, if I'm not right, let me be corrected. It was between Jackson Doe and Samuel K. Doe. That was the first national election that was held. And before that election, the true Wing Party and the Wing Party, they were party based on nepotism and a certain upper class. They used to go to a family meeting and elect the ministers of Liberia throughout the nation. And that has continued. And now, after the destruction of the Civil War, 2005, Liberia continued to have national election. And the first president that elected Her Excellency Madam Edith Sadi Johnson, notably, had a lot of her children in key government ministry. I'm not saying they were not competent. Forward to the Honorable Judge Mane Wia, he did his best. Currently to President Honorable Joseph Nyama the Excellency, the few children he has, we see nepotism is at the peak once again. President Wia, children, they now work in his government. Let me be clear on that. So let me digress now to open it up to the national accord. What happens in the ministries in Liberia is what has happened over the last 100 years. Liberia government has not been formed, FORM, to run as a government. The people of Liberian always assume to have a government But the people that has always governed Liberia has been few group of people that just run the system. So to come to this point now, in about a minute, I'll be laying it down back to the panel, is this. Most ministers in Liberia, most senators in Liberia, most representatives in Liberia, most superintendents in Liberia hire people of their family lineage or close friends whom paycheck comes directly to that senator or representative or superintendent or minister or deputy minister. And the Liberian government, because it's not a form government as Liberian believe it to be, the Ministry of Finance or Treasury allow one person in the ministry to collect about more than one salary for people in their ministry. For example, one person might be collecting 3 people's salary, 5 people's salary, 20 people's salary, or even 100 people's salary in their name. And then they spend this salary to the various individual. So what we're talking about here is for Liberian to awake. If you are in such a situation, it's time for you to begin to speak for yourself. Because if government employs you, government should directly pay you. And let me make this clear to all Liberians listening to me. If you work in a government office, be it in the finance ministry, be it in the House of Representatives or Senate, be it at the superintendent office or the mayor office, let me make this clear. It is not those who are the head of the ministry that are employing you. It is the Liberian government that are employing you. And if your paycheck does not come directly from the Liberian government, there is a problem. And the problem is this. You can work 10, 5, 20 years in that government job. You will not have social security benefit. You will not have health insurance. You will not have all the amenities that come with that job because your name is not on the actual payroll of the government. So what I'm trying to say, you are losing more than you are gaining. And if people will refuse this kind of employment condition from the head of ministry, then Liberia begin to run. Thank you,
Mr. Griffiths, let's go back
Yes.
to the question. I've
Yes.
heard all the problems and everything concerning what is going on in Liberia. The question was, what measures can be taken to address discrimination? You have said all about discrimination, but what are the measures we need to put in place
Thank
so
you.
we ensure there's equal pay for equal work? What are the measures people need to know?
So this is one of the measures. One, people should not accept government job on the table. Do not accept government job on the table. That means somebody in their office call you to work on their behalf in the office, and then at the end of the month, you do not see the government or Liberia paying you directly. That's one, corruption. Two, people in ministerial position, the Senate and the House of Representatives need to begin to do their job. That is auditing the very ministries in Liberia and making sure that people that are on those payroll are collecting their check directly. And it's sad for me to say the Senate and the House of Representatives themselves are not following the Constitution by hiring people directly. And therefore, those that work as clerk or any position, even a sweeper in the House of Representatives or Senate, they should ask their bosses from today, say, why am I not receiving a direct check from the Ministry of Finance that you keep giving me my check? So what I'm trying to say, we are creating an awakening that we should begin to pull the string, because I'm not interested in people going to demonstrate out in the street if we do not absorb the civil means. Suppose you begin to ask questions and begin to come on social media to talk. Listen, if you lose that job, you lose that job, but you're saving Liberian democracy. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Mr. Griffiths.
You're welcome.
For Liberian to say, "Oh, saving my job," or I will not. I would just anyway. That's knowing the situation and everything that's going on.
That's right.
Let the Lord be with them.
Amen.
Miss Frank, how can we ensure that all Liberian citizens have equal access to job opportunities, regardless of all the thing? The Constitution talk about political background, affiliation, our background, our status, or the different things the Constitution name. How can we ensure that we have the opportunity as Liberians?
So again, look, the responsibility of any government is to provide a basic social services for its people. That is the primary function in public administration. So it is incumbent on the government to provide jobs for the citizenry. Okay. Now, how can we ensure that? Right. The government supposed to embrace the private sectors, to able to attract investment in the country, right? And also in the public sector, do the right thing, right? You cannot have a lot of ghost names on the payroll when there are a lot of Liberians that are out of job. You understand me? So Liberians have the right to work. And talking about the salary disparity, how can that be applied? And how this is why we are having this forum, right? To inform the people, right? To tell them they're right. This is what is on the book, right? So that they themselves can rise in the sense that they meet their legislators, right? Meet their lawmakers, so that they can come. So look, this thing need to happen because the lawmakers are direct representation of the people, right? So these things can be applied, right? So we can be able to absorb and be able to campaign. We are calling on every well-meaning Liberian to join this campaign. This forum is very unique. We are teaching the narrative. Let us discuss the laws that are on the book, right? Equal pay for equal qualification.
Exactly.
Equal pay for equal qualification. This cannot continue, to be unfolding in our society, right? We are calling on the government to do the right thing. We are calling on national government to do the right thing. If you want for everybody to live in a way that to have a better livelihood, then you have to equally distribute the national cake.
Okay, hold on right there. We have a call on the line. Hello, and your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Moses, and I join you people from Liberian, Maryland County.
Welcome, Moses.
Yeah. So Saturday I missed this show, because of other stuff here that it is beyond my control. But however, it's a pleasant time to be on the show, and I would also like to make my input on the part that has to do with the mention what measure can we put in place as a country, to curtail all of these things, these malpractices, this issue of people getting involved into corruptions in our country. Now, in my mind, I want for the country Liberia to invite her partner, that is her partners, the USA, to invite the USA to bring an experts who specialize in those areas to do head counts of every civil servant across the country. And in the head count process, they should be able to authenticate as to whether the Moses Dow that is in the records of the payroll system, it is the same Moses Dow that is available at the Voice of Blue radio station. They should do from institution to institution, and they should be able to identify the people so that they can have the social benefit, like what Mr. Griffith was saying. But in the absence of that, just similar to what he just said, that if you allow people to give you a job, under the table, then that is, you will not see all of the other social benefit that follow that job. You will only have the little or nothing that is coming to you, as a stipend or as a salary, but you will not see the other social benefit. And even if you die on job, you will not even have or you will not have the opportunity for government, to give your family the benefit that you deserve, or the benefit that should be going to your family. So there are many things that we can do as a people. That is to invite, international group that will help us to guide our system. But we say we give it to the same Liberian to help you to do the auditing process, where you will have the system in place and knowing whether this is John Brown, this is Moses Dow, this is Peter too, and you will have all of these things in place. Then, of course, you will not have, the fraudulent, system of our country like it is now. But if you have that group that I'm talking about, I think they will have a better, mechanism in place, and it will change the entire sector. So for the issue of the issue of the equal job and equal pay, in our country, this has been a long age-old problem of our country, Liberia. Firstly, the presidency have, they have distributed or they have abused the entire constitution, in my mind, because if you see the level of the president is the first person who have taken oath, along with other ministers who took oath to say they will protect the constitution of Liberia and will make sure that they do everything in line with the constitution. Now, if the president gets in office, and instead of to follow the constitution, he will want to do his own thing in his opinion, because knowing to the fact that he cannot be held to account, for any charges against him, whether in service or out of service or out of the presidency. So you just do anything, as a own will and pleasure. And at the end of the result, he will go with impunity. So when the president said, we respect the constitution of our country, Liberia, and gave a strong caveat to every citizen of this country that they should follow this same measure, I think the country will be on course, and every Liberian citizen will want to follow suit. The president, but where even the master of the home is saying that no man should not drink, or at 2 o'clock, and the master of the home just go and take a cup and just go drink. The little ones who are there, they follow him. As soon as they follow him,
he lead it by example.
They want to test it. Yeah, these are normal things that happen in our community. If you are a father, if you say no man should not put their phone here on charge, if you just go from the house, you just go. After 2 to 3 times, if the children see you there placing your phone on charge here, they will say, I think this is the perfect, see our father is down home, we should also place our phone here on charge. So the president is the stepping stone to changing the society, wherein he will stand by the constitution like he always, that it has been mentioned in the oath, that he will stand by the constitution, he will guard and protect the constitution. Let the president do so, and also to set a strong caveat to every Liberian citizen to follow through the constitution. When these things are in place, I think we'll be on course as a country. That's my opinion.
Thank you so much, Moses. Thank you. What of all the things that Moses said, he said something that is very mind-blowing. He said the leaders should lead by example. So I want to hear your opinion on that. The president, he's the main person in violation of this Article 80.
So let me just learn, because I was in flight when the call came in. Let me tell you, the president is the chief executive and the chief architect, right?
Yes.
He took an oath to protect and uphold the laws Now, the Constitution is the organic law. In Article 7, talks about freedom of social justice. Now, the government has a social contract theory with its citizenry to provide basic social services for its people. That is key responsibility of any government. Why it is not happening? Our people know this and they try to ignore it. Look, let me tell you something. They are abusing the laws. They have no regard for the law. And when you don't have regard for the law, the society becomes a jungle where there is not a definite rule of law. People do their own thing. People do their own thing. What is happening today? There are a lot of places that people are being discriminated based on their political views.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot censor a civil service agency. Government is a larger employer. We don't have, like in other countries where you have big concessions that have larger employment than the government. In Liberia, no. If you put all the concessions together, all the companies together, government is the largest employer. And most, and 90%, they are formed within the civil service. So if you begin to censor civil service for not airing their views and speaking against society, imagine, where are we going? Where are we going? You cannot be paying a nurse of a certain entity $100 and you pay another nurse because of they are all qualified as a nurse.
Especially when it's a government entity, it's not a private institution. Entity. Yes.
Government entity. That is wrong. You are going against Article 7. You are going against Article 18. You are also 18. Going against Article 18. Because it is repeated. Article 18 is their repetition of what Article 7 and all Article 7 before Article 18. So we're talking about equal pay for equal qualification. It is wrong. The government is in the know. They know what is going on. So we are asking the citizenry to what? Petition their lawmaker. First of all, you have to start from your lawmaker because they are the direct representation.
That's right.
So look, this is what is written on the book. But it is not being applied. It is not being applied. Look at the issue of gender. How many women have actually been participated? How many? Go to the law ministry.
Thank you, Kwame. Let's hear your comments from that. Let's hear your opinion from the comments that were made by Moses. He talked about the president being the one violating, and people learn by example. They thrive by example. Graphics.
Oh, you baby. Okay. Yeah, so I want to make one thing clear before I go to that. The caller, I agree with him on most of what he said, but one thing I want to make him to understand is that the savior mentality, I'm a Christian, so I'm not an atheist. The savior mentality that we African in general has, we need to stop it. He made mention that the United States of America should come and bring some experts to be able to audit our ministries so that the right thing can be done. I want to let that brother caller know that it is illegal under international law, under Liberian law, under United States of American law, even on UN law. It is illegal for another country to audit another country. So my brother Moses, I want you to help your fellow Liberian to have the backbone to begin to fight for yourself. If you don't fight for yourself, nobody's going to fight for you. So let me come to the question that we're talking about. I want to say this very blunt and clear on the Constitution of Liberia to any Liberian listening to me. Listen and listen well. If I'm wrong, let me know. But what I want to say is this. Those elected officials, after they have taken the oath of office, they forget Liberia. From the president to the lawmakers to anyone that.
Hello, hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay. 1 minute, Mr. Graphics. Moses is back on the line. He want to say something again.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
Moses, go ahead.
Yeah, so maybe you did not get the clue from from which I was trying to portray. So I was just simply saying, I understand that this government have hired some people from Ghana, right, to do some sort of helping the local farmer here. They subcontracted this group to help to do sharing of agricultural productivities, including giving grants to farmers in Liberia. I'm not saying the entire U.S. government. I'm just saying certain frame, right? Certain frame. Like I was told that they have one group that also came to do an investigation about this missing 16 billion, I can recall. And I'm not just saying the entire the USA. I'm just saying a certain frame, a certain organization who are specializing in those areas to come and help to break the script of our auditing process. That is to go from one community to community, not to do audit, but at least to verify those who are within the system and those who are not in the system, that they can know the exact number, because the same people that you are giving the records or the computer, the same people that are also bringing these ghosts on the Liberian payroll. So we are not calling for the entire USA government to come and come and take charge of our country Liberia. No, that is not the argument. But let's say an independent organization that will just come and say, okay, gentlemen, maybe we can be hired by maybe by the government, or we can be hired, or we are just volunteer and we come and do this service for you, to provide this service for you, to help to ease the financial burden on the government. That is my point. At least I know, Mr. Griffiths. I hope you have gotten my point very clear.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Moses is talking about technicians, technocrats, people that can help to buttress the efforts of government to ensure that things are properly done and all that. Go ahead, Mr. Griffiths.
So again, I will bring the burden right on the feet of Brother Moses. We all agree on that. Again, no foreign government, no United Nations, no any organization in the world is able unilaterally to go into the Ministry of Finance or the Treasury of Liberia.
That's not what he's saying.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. To ensure that. Let me learn.
No, don't go off track. The mayor has said, he clarified here that he's talking about expatriates that are contracted to perform a certain job or certain responsibility to buttress whatever efforts government is making. He said he's not saying that they should come and take over. No, that's not what he's saying.
That's what I said. Let me learn. Yeah. What I'm saying, the Liberian government have to invite those people to do that job. Nobody from outside can come to the Liberian government to do that job. So he gave doubt about the men and women in Liberia to carry on a good audit. But what I'm also saying is that no one cannot come to Liberia who are not invited in Liberia to assist in what he's saying. That the clarity I'm giving him. I know there are multilateral organizations around the world that give funds and loans. All these things are intercategory. But what specific asking for? If the Liberian government want to do that, they have to invite whoever has that expertise. But we need to hold our government official, be it minister, president, senators, representatives, accountable. We need to do the job. We, the Liberian people, can demand that such and such agency be permitted to come to Liberia and help in those investigations. And what he said about the agriculture is the Liberian government that accepted those agencies or individuals to come and assist in the agriculture area. That's what I'm trying to say. And I repeat myself, there are no savior coming from anywhere to help Liberia to govern better, except Liberians.
Thank you.
So
Oh, go ahead.
let me just provide information on that. Look, Liberia is a sovereign state after 177 years.
Exactly.
Okay, I mean, that is an extreme measures, to bring people to come tell all how much uh, driver should be making and another driver be making. I mean, Liberia is a sovereign state. Article 17 petition the people. Say that we should call our leader in a peaceful manner and
That's it.
express our grievances. I don't know why when people talk about calling leaders and people say they want to shy away from that. Look, let me tell you, we have the IAA, the Internal Audit Agency. We have the GAC. We have a lot of integrated institutions that we think I can do the same work that we bring people from outside. Unless when there is some criminal act, you want to do forensic, you understand me, before you talking about bringing. But when it comes to the issue of
Thank
payroll
you.
and have to pay people, I don't see any reason. Look, in Ghana, in Ghana, the city was unfolding until 1992, when Ghana came up with their reform laws that will be in the betterment of every Ghanaian. Right? It happened in Ghana. Look at a country like India. India was the 10th 10th economy in the world about a few years ago. Today they are the 5th. They decided to reform their laws. The leader come together, like what Mr. Graves is saying, now hold our leader accountable for transparency. Like I said earlier, our people know these things. We have Liberia have a lot of educated people, a lot of good people, but we have to change our minds and our attitude. That's all. Behavior change, communication. That's all. They know what is written on the book. Who told you that these people do not know? Who told you that the president? It is not a cognizant of what is written on the book. Our representatives know, right? We just calling on them that they should do the needful. That's all, right? For a clerk of this land ministry and a clerk to make the same pay, we don't need to call people from outside to come and help us for us to do that. Cleaning government payroll of ghost needs, we have experts that can do that job.
So this is his argument. His argument is that the very same people that you have called to clean the payroll are the very people that are also involved in, they are like part of the syndicate that allows the ghost name to remain. They might remove some, but at the same time, the system, that bad system will still continue.
Granted, that's why I just
Yeah.
quoted. That's why I just quoted Article 17.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that the Constitution is the organic law that backs and support action within the framework of citizens doing the right thing and government doing the right thing. Article 17 says, if you have grievances in a peaceful manner at all times, call on your leadership. Article 1 also talks about for the power is inherent within the people. The power is inherent within the people. The people should not sit back. The people are the employer. All these people we're talking about say they are in the system and in the syndicate, they are just the employees. The government, the government is for the people. The people can come out and decide to say, look, this thing that is happening, it is unfair. We have to put checks and balance. Look, this thing has to happen. This thing has to happen. Then for them to be asking to be paper close or are going to the other payment way, these are trivial issues. Look, if you don't say I am, nobody will say that I. Okay, there are some substantive issues that the people need to call their lawmakers and say that this is what is happening. And if the people do not listen, then you find another approach. There will always be one participation. There will always be one. There will always be bipartisan. We are living in a devil's world.
That's right.
So we as the people now, we have the right. The article of the Constitution gave us the right for auto petition. The Constitution gave us the right for us to express our grievances. The Constitution gave us the right for us to assemble peaceably to give our petition. And see if that is happening and see what our lawmaker and our leader, let's see what are the weapons.
Moses is back on the line.
No problem. Let him come. We love him, Moses.
Sure, interesting. Yeah.
Well, Moses,
I was able to bring people, through the video. At least, from this angle, it's also okay with me.
We love you, Moses. Continue.
The Article 17 issues where that gave exclusive right to citizens to petition, their lawmakers. But how can we petition them when they have made us, to be beggars, to be begging them on a daily basis, to be asking them for $5, for $10, And
help
we
him quick.
always going to then carry our problem. We want to buy baby top. Our woman deliver. Want to buy baby top. We want to send our children to school. When people just give them 10,000, 5,000, just like that. Say go and look for the banner. At the end of the result, when something confront them, when something when something involves them, we don't want to bring that to the table. We just feel that how can we go back to them and get to request for financial assistance? How can we go back to them and get to request for other assistances from them? So at the end of the result, we just abandon that whole Article 70 away from those who are aggrieved. Only those now in our country that those who are aggrieved, these are the people that that just come on the road and petition government. But in a situation where people are calling for a fair play in governance, fair play in change of society, people are not doing these things. Because this man is attached to this other politician and you're expecting maybe $20 or $50 from the man every month. The other man is attached to the other person, People now are becoming, political sycophants. So they just go on their messages, just go on social media, say anything about other person just because they want to seek political attention from the other people. So, for this thing to happen, I think it needs somebody like, the freedom fighter, the freedom fighter from South Africa, to come to stand up there and say, this is the image of our society. Somebody who set the pace for French people to follow, I think it needs a massive campaign because there's a word that I believe to change.
Okay, Moses, if this need a massive campaign, are you ready to spearhead that campaign?
Come again.
If this need a massive campaign, like you said, we don't have to go to South Africa to get anyone to the campaign.
Yeah, so of course I can spare the campaign. If these things needs empowerment to change. Just like what I was saying, I was trying to go to you were asking that question. Yeah. So to build a house, to build even a skyscraper, it take engineer to just come up with a solution. But to change the minds of somebody who already has certain mindset, I think to change that mindset it is most difficult than to build a skyscraper. So there's a need that a campaign is established to change the minds of our people.
That's why we have the Constitutional Reform Forum.
Yes.
And the pathway for a better change or for a better governance. I think that's the only way we can change this country. That instead, to just talk about them and just leave it as it is, and just enter in the ears of the people. But at the end of the result, we are also better givers. We are also beggars to the same politician. How can we go after them and say, this is my interest, and I want you to bring this on the floor when people are in session. These are the same people that give up $15, $10. How can we go and petition them except when we are aggrieved? Like I said, from this company.
So let me have the caller. He made a point clear, please, because we are running out of time.
Maybe the sedition, the reaction, and the other people. But away from that, those who normally come in the streets are people who are real workers. Simple. That's my opinion.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you.
So let me speak quickly in a minute.
In the next 2 minutes, 2 minutes on tour, and then we go to Kwame, and then we close. 2 minutes. Please also.
So to my brother Moses again, I love your passion, and this is what this show is about: to awaken Liberian to their conscience. Mm-hmm. So let me make another point very blunt and clear to my brother Moses, whom I love. I hope one day I can see you. Let me tell you, my brother, it is not a responsibility of any lawmaker to give money to anybody. It's part of the corruption that we're talking about trying to stop. Because they are buying your freedom, they are buying your will, they are buying your ability to be authentic. So please, to any Liberian listening to me, it is not a responsibility of any elected official or government official to give you money. Go and work, demand better paid job directly from everywhere, and be able to take care of yourself and your family. So, more on this corruption issue. We want Liberians that are listening to the broadcast right now, if in your constituency, if your lawmaker has not established a direct line of communication between you and them, that means he or she is not in your interest. You need to gather certain senators and remove them. If your representative or senator do not have a means for you, the constituency or the county in which that sent them, it is your responsibility now to not be lazy. And I'm not like using the word lazy, but I have to use it because I feel that it's appropriate in this sense. Don't be lazy. If you cannot hear from your senator, your representative, don't be lazy. Organize yourself, and whoever close to them, tell them, say, we want to hear from you, and for you to hear how we feel. And that line of communication is not open for them to hear you independently, respectfully. Then you, the citizen in that county, have the right to gather a certain amount of senator to petition the House of Representatives to withdraw that representative or senator.
Okay.
You have that option.
Thank you.
So stop being idle and stop waiting for a savior from America or South Africa. Nobody coming to help you except yourself from that town or that village or that
Thank you,
county.
Prefix. Thank you, Prefix. It will be a good thing a Liberian can test the constitution, you know, like you rightly said. You can galvanize the signatures that you want, and you know, sending your petition for removal. But then
we're here to help them. If they can do it, we'll help them.
But let's go back to our topic. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kwame. Your
so look, Article 1, look, power is inherent within the people.
Yes,
and that Article 17 I'm talking about, they say that in a peaceable and orderly manner, petition your representative for government functionaries. If you think that you have grievances in government functionaries and the law back you for you to exercise your franchise.
Yeah. And look, that's what I'm saying. Look, people that are close to them try to get their number to communicate with them. If they cannot make the same available, then you can go in the street if possible.
Our people are caged in a way that by them going to ask their lawmaker for money is not a bad thing, because they take $73,000 just for 3 days to go enjoy themselves in Pequeno. 73K. Right? All the money they are using for them to take care of the people, they are using for themselves. So the people go to them, the people are caged. The people voted them for them to bring some change. They are not bringing the change. If the people hungry, they shouldn't go to them. But that should not stop the people from exercising their franchise. The Constitution gives them the franchise. The Constitution gives them the right for them to query, for them to call on their lawmaker, and if they have grievances, they make that grievances available. That issue of going around, going signature to issue, at the end of the day, more often the purpose are being defeated, because these cartels, these syndicates will now use one person that will go and penetrate. We have seen many young and progressive people coming up in Liberia. At the end of the day, they just went away because they were able to achieve.
No, don't slam the door on that one. That is a legitimate way to remove them. So it is a legitimate way to send it.
Let's see. We are not talking about removal here. I'm not discussing removal. That one is
I'm talking about removal if necessary.
I am saying the approach should be holistic, and being holistic in a way that involves everybody. So the first and foremost, before you go around to gather signature, the first and foremost is that petition your lawmaker under the Palawa Hall. Tell us, look, this is.
You know, that's one of the things that they don't do. They don't call that lawmaker to say, "Come and talk to us. We need to hear from you." People need to be doing that.
Right. And we are and we are also calling on the media groups, the civil service, and the civil society organization, the religious organization. We are also calling on all well-meaning Liberians for them to join this campaign. Can you imagine people are sitting on the fringes, looking at this forum just going the way it is? They are supposed to join the fight. They are supposed to, because this identical platform is very unique. We are not discussing every day the normal thing that everybody is talking about. We are discussing the Constitution, which provide good governance. If you have bad laws on the book, the people will act on that guise of that law and operate the way they want to operate. If you do not checkmate them on things that they are doing, they will continue for them to do it, because they are doing it because of the personal attachment. So the power is inherent in the people. That's what this forum is for, to educate the people, to create awareness. We are calling on everyone in Liberia to join this. People that sitting in their heads and saying that, look, there's nothing can be done about this, or people have a cartel, then things will continue to happen. But the people have the right to call the people on the Palaver Hall and say, look, my people, this thing that is going on, lawmaker, this thing is not right. We want equal pay for what equal qualification. I'm qualified. XYZ is qualified. We are not getting the same pay because of ethnic connection, because of political affiliation, because because we have the same religion, or because of this. Then the lawmaker will say, okay, I hear you, my people, and go back. These are layers. There are different kinds of layers you approach your people. The first and foremost is call them on the Palawa Hall so they can know, yes, that their signatures are not abstract. They are real. We are saying this. Look at our faces and then address our plight.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And
so let me make one more thing clear. How many times do lawmakers have contact after they take the oath of office? Have they gone to their community and even talk to them one day? Most of the lawmakers do not have connection with their constituency, because this lawmaker live in Morovia, and to go into the Vera County, La Lofa, the southeastern region, it takes days in the rainy season.
But that's what they opted for. So they should be able to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be representing the people and give excuses of a road. Then you need to do something about the road.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we want to say thank you for joining us today. Our discussion was on Article 18 of the Liberian Constitution that says all Liberian citizens shall have equal opportunity for work and employment regardless of sex, creed, religion, ethnic background, place of origin, or political affiliation, and all shall be entitled to equal pay for equal work. All this means that equal opportunity for work and employment regardless of the sex, the creed, the religion, ethnic background, place of origin, political affiliation. Equal pay for equal work means that every individual performing the same or similar work should receive the same compensation, benefits, and opportunity regardless of their background or characteristics. The Constitution has spelled it out. And one thing that is very profound here in the Constitution is that it gives you the right as a citizen to petition your government, your leaders, to do the right thing. You have to impress upon them. You have to place your demand to ensure that what they opted for when you voted them in office, that they are doing what they said they were going to do. Their place is not to give you $25. That is not their place. Their place is not to buy a baby top or buy a bicycle for you. No. Their place is to enact law and ensure the line ministries are functioning. In other words, they are functioning to provide the necessary platform that all Liberians will benefit from. So you have the right. If things are not going right in your constituency, things are not going right in your county, you have the right to call on your lawmakers. In fact, you should be having monthly or quarterly or, some schedule town's meeting. That way he knows or she knows that this is the problem you are going through. This is what needs solution. You cannot just sit and wait until the next 9 years and then you come and vote in another representative, another senator after 9 years. No, you need to engage them and so they can deliver. So you are watching the Constitution Forum here on the Fortified City TV Roundtable, and we are hoping that you spread the message. This forum is all about education and information, and to also let you know the enormous power you carry as a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. The Constitution gave you that power to do the right thing if the people that you are placed in the place of authority are not doing the right thing. So I want to say thank you for joining us. We will be back here on Tuesday with another edition of the Roundtable. And this is the Constitution Reform Forum. And hopefully we're going to have some legal minds on this platform and they can properly, interpret the law for us. Thank you for joining us, and keep sending your comments and our when you check our page, you'll see our emails and everything there. Keep the communication going. I want to say thank you to our panelists, Tool Graphics. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on. I want to say thank you to Kwame for always being there as my co-host and also panelist. Thank you for our viewers and our people in Radio Land, Ablije Radio, Liberty Radio, and the Voice of People. Thank you for our callers today, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. God bless you. And I'm your host, Pastor Patience. I'm always here to make sure that the information is properly disseminated. God bless you.